Okay, so I think they're still doing the silent auction, but we actually have another performer coming around. I know y'all see me running around like crazy because I've been tracking this guy down. He is one of our members, but come to find out, he became Bob Hope's illegitimate son. I can't speak right now. Come to find out, he is Bob Hope's son. His name is Gerald Some Hope Ko. Where is he? There he is. Everybody give a hand. All right.
Thank you, buddy. Apparently I'm supposed to be Bob Hope's illegitimate son, Mediocre Hope or Philip Hope. I'm sure you can hear me still. We got enough. There we go. Kind of feel like Ron White's illegitimate son. Oh, okay, you get the first Corona. Because Elmer said the first person to laugh at anything I said got a free Corona. So, hey, too late. All right. So, my
Just stole your line.
I know, right? You just stole my line. I was going to introduce myself. My great-grandfather, my grandfather on my father's side, he was the last man off the USS California during the attack on Pearl Harbor. My grandfather was the last man off the USS California. And that was all we knew, but I read his book off Amazon. You can get a hardback. It's called Battleship Sailor. And in this book, he actually says he abandoned ship 3 times from the USS California. He was the last man off the USS California during the attack on Pearl Harbor. 3 times. So it was amazing testimony, and he lived, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. So I'm grateful for his sacrifice. His name was Theodore Mason. You can look his book up. Can I get more volume on this? Because I don't want to eat the mic if I don't have to. Thank you very much.
You can use ours if you want.
No, you just turned it off.
That'll work. Oh, thank you very much. So yeah, I don't know about you, but I prefer my Corona with Lyme disease. And you always chase it with the medicinal bourbon, which, you know, during the failed social experiment of the 40s called Prohibition. Or was it 40s?
20s.
Sorry, the 20s. I got my numbers mixed up, I apologize.
You made Corona.
Exactly, I've been drinking the coronavirus, and I can't remember anything. Yeah, so I like to call the bourbon, which Jack Daniels technically is a Tennessee whiskey. It is not a bourbon. They'll tell you that every time they tell you Jack Daniels is a Tennessee whiskey. It's not a bourbon because it's filtered. This is double filtered. This is Gentleman Jack, and so I chose that to be my organic vaccination for the coronavirus with Lyme disease. Thank you, thank you. So, what do you call, speaking of organic, what do you call a soldier who was mustard gassed and then pepper sprayed by police when he got back? A seasoned veteran. When it comes to the instability in Iran, seasoned vets, such as myself, want to know 2 things. A, can I go? And B, can I keep my beer? Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? No?
Amen.
All right. Hoorah! Except for, when it comes to seasoned vets, every vet except the Space Force vets want to go to Iran because they're like, when are we going to get to go to space, right? In fact, they have no PT test requirements because in space, they're weightless. Right? Oh, and if you got asthma, no problem, no oxygen. Sorry about that, guys. You'll get to that joke in a second. In the Air Force, we did PT test on a bicycle. Did the bike test. We did the bike test. I'm lucky this fits. Not gonna lie. That's my mobility bag in case I gotta go back to Iran, but that's all my basic training gear from 1998, and pretty sure that won't fit either. But did you hear about the guy that kept getting hit by the same bicycle every single day? Every single day the same bicycle kept hitting him. Yeah, it was a vicious cycle. If A is for apple, B is for banana, what is C for? It's an explosive. Boom! There you go. I sold that joke to my uncle, who is a Purple Heart recipient, Navy SEAL Team 3, underwater demolition expert, and he didn't get the joke. I'm like, C4, anybody? No. So, if you didn't get that joke, he's an underwater demolition expert who didn't get it either. Let's see. Did you hear about the banana? They couldn't get a date? Yeah, apparently it had no appeal. So it's kind of depressing because last week I looked at my milk carton and it said February 14th. It was expiring on February 14th. I'm like, great, at least one of us is getting spoiled on Valentine's Day. Am I right? And it's quite fitting that my expired milk had a Valentine's date and I didn't on V-Day. V-Day? No, John, not D-Day, V-Day, Valentine's Day. Can you hear me now?
Turn your ears up.
What do you call a woman who's over 40 years old who's on the prowl? No, they call them cougars, right? You know, an older woman's a cougar. Hey, I've been single since 2008, celibate since 2012, so give me a break on this one. I forgot the disclaimer warning. This one might offend you. Anyways, woman over 40 typically is known as a cougar. Well, that's on the east side, and they're more aggressive. I'd stay away from them. The ones on the west side, they're husky, but they love you to death. They're so loyal, like man's best friend. So I promise you they're better on the west side than the east side. You know what they call those women down in California? Due to all the preservative sunbathing, they call them California raisins. I heard it through the grapevine. Do you know the difference between voltage and amperage?
Yeah.
Voltage, it will, right? It'll shock you a little bit, but it's not going to kill you, right? Amperage, it can and it will kill you. You can lick a 9-volt battery all day. Worst case, you're going to get a numb tongue, right? Adam, settle down, settle down.
I knew a girl like that.
Anyways, a 9-volt isn't going to shock you. But you know what doesn't shock me, ladies and gentlemen? That Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. Right? It doesn't take a prophet or even Nostradamus. He saw that. I saw that coming before he knew he was going to kill himself. I knew he was going to kill himself. Everybody predicted it, and he did it anyways. Or did he not? I don't know. It's a gray area, but hashtag Clinton body count possibly. And since this is probably going on my YouTube channel, I am not suicidal. I guess that's pretty much it. It's been nice. Next to the medicinal bourbon here, laughter is the best medicine. So love the ones you're with. Laugh with them often and always. Amen. So after all this, I could really use a cigarette, but I haven't had a cigarette since last decade. In fact, it was outside this building because it's 2020 and you can't smoke indoors. So of course my last cigarette was outside this building, New Year's Eve, and I could really use one, but I'm going to settle for a cigar instead. Because, right? And I don't know, but maybe next year I'll pick it up. I'm going to go all year without cigarettes. Maybe next year I'll pick it up because quitters never win and winners never quit. Nobody loves a quitter, right? Right? And besides, smoking is the preferred method of suicide for anyone that is a procrastinator. So therefore you know Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. Mic drop.
Appreciate that. How everybody like that? It was pretty good, right?